Fog Entertainment back again with another video, and we are looking at the Sopranos, and we are looking at what if Johnny Boy Soprano didn't die. Of course, that does not mean he's immortal, because the guy was born in 1924, right? If you're born in 1924, it's 2023, which means if he was still alive today, he'd be 99. Saying that though, the guy that plays Junior is like 93, and he is, I believe, he was the older brother of Junior Soprano, if I am correct. Fuck no, Junior's the older? Holy moly. That is insane. I don't believe that. Junior is actually older than Johnny Boy by 2 years. Absolute. Fuck me, Junior gets shafted at the seat everywhere he goes. But of course, we are talking about episode 7, Didnt, where we get the first glimpse into the life of Johnny Boy Soprano. But of course, him and Junior worked closely, and they made their way through the ranks. We get to see this in Didnt a few more episodes throughout the show, but we're more or less featuring on the Didnt episode. But of course, he was a captain, and he had his crew, which of course was along with Big Pussy, Polly, and Silvio, and Tony was in it, and you had other people in there, of course, and obviously helps. Hesh was there and all the good stuff. It's weird. It's like basically Tony just inherits his dad's crew, which is kind of weird if you think about it, because I don't know, like, I feel like when you watch the show, you don't think, like, you're not under the assumption that, like, Silvio and Pussy are much older than Tony. Like, alright, you think they're a wee bit older, like, but this sort of information tells you that they're not. But I mean, I already knew, but I'm just saying from like a point of view. But of course, they began creating an alliance with the Libertazzi family. Johnny Sack. What am I? But he did die of emphysema. I don't know what the fuck that is, right? I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't know what fancy word that is. But in 1986, he sadly died, which led to his son, Tony, taking over his crew. And I believe in the start of Sopranos, Tony is almost 40. He's almost 40. If not 40, I believe he might actually be throwing his party. So he was like mid-20s when he was taking over his crew, which is insane. But we're looking at if this guy didn't die. Well, I'll tell you what, if this guy didn't die, then it would never have led to Jackie Aprile becoming leader. So therefore, at the start of The Sopranos, Jackie Aprile would not have been leader. It would have been Johnny Boy. And therefore, all this beef that you've got between Junior and Tony at the start of The Sopranos, if Tony's dad's around, is he going to be more in favour of his brother, or is he going to be more in favour of his son? Or would Johnny Boy Soprano not take any of this shit? That is a big question. Of course, Junior ends up taking the reins because Tony basically says, we're in charge, but we Junior, he'll take all the blame for this. Don't you worry, son. Dinna worry about it. So that leaves an interesting question up the fact about Big Johnny Boy. Would he have stepped in? Would he have got involved in that beef? What would he have thought about Christopher basically jobbing out Junior? But, he probably would have led them, and then when they got indicted in the end of season 1 with Junior getting arrested, I think that just would have happened to Johnny Boy, and he probably would have lived a very similar life to Junior. And maybe he would have died, and then Junior probably would have been too old maybe to take over, you could argue, and therefore it would always have ended up in Tony's hands, which I think probably would have happened. But maybe the war with New York, if they were still alive by that point, would have not really have happened, guys. But anyway, Johnny Boy Soprano, he would have got arrested, and then he would have eventually handed over the reins to Tony, his son. But until next time, peace.